And then you guys can help me figure out what we're gonna do after I'm done this, because I didn't really think that far ahead. Good. Send the messages over the internet, get them in here. Welcome in, everybody. I hope you guys are having a excellent Thursday. Christmas is around the corner. Happy holidays. Guys, we got a ZG raid review, not tutorial, with the guilds. Club de Lulu, Severance. It's our third combo one yet, and it's honestly, this is smooth. There's still more to be learned, but we are definitely getting there. We did an awesome pacing on this, guys. Okay, but if you are not subscribed yet, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are giving away a complete set of Pokemon cards. If you're in on Pokemon, we also stream a lot of Pokemon and a lot of Nintendo Switch stuff. So, some World of Warcraft, some Pokemon. What more could you want in this world? Hit that subscribe button if you want a chance to win. All right, let's hop into it. We got a couple people here. We are live on YouTube and we are live on Twitch. So, one thing that I really want to focus on right here at the beginning, guys, and this is really important. I'm going to talk about this from a guild standpoint, but I'm talking in generics too. Like, okay, we're at a point now where we're starting to get this. So, like, we can beat ZG. Fact. We can beat it. Now we want to get to a point where we can beat it in a good amount of time. So how do you do that? Well, there's a couple ways to do that. We can make it so that we gear check. We can make it so that, you know, we want it to be a good synergy team. But what can you do? What can you do? You're invited. You're here. What can you do? And that's what I want to get at, is it's up to all of us to do our part. And I really wanted to take yesterday as a when we did this to heart with doing my part. Buffs and stuff. Guys, you should be running consumes. At the beginning it was kind of like, you know, you don't have to run all those consumes. But the reality is you do need to be running consumes. If you're coming in and you're not eating at least food before bosses and popping a couple of long-term potions, then you are doing it wrong. Now, not everybody is running the exact same stuff. So just because I eat a power mushroom that gives me 20 strength does not mean that you should be eating that. You should be eating what helps for you. But look at that. Like, I'm adding 20 strength. That's a food buff. I have to do that every 10 minutes. We got this. I throw one of these down, which gives me a bonus 25 stamina just to make it so it's a little bit better for the healers. If I need to be healed at all, me having a little bit more HP is not going to hurt the cause, okay? Look at that. Fel gives a major health stone. He's offering them off to everybody. You can even see I don't even have it on my taskbar yet. I'm about to, like, literally make space for it. On top of that, we've got the roids right here, which I just popped one. I had to go and hunt to get this. This is what those Blasted Lands mats are for. Each class can get one of these. And that will give me plus 25 or so strength for an hour. Okay. We've also got these sharpening stones over here. I just put those on. That adds plus 8 damage to each of my swords. Look at all these. We got Mongoose up. That's extra agility. That's extra crit. We popped one of these. Boom, an extra 25 strength. Guys, oh, nice. We got another. Nice. Sweet. I don't know what GFPP recipe stands for. Is that a flask of something? But here's the thing. Here's what I'm getting at, guys. You should be coming in here, and we're now at a point where the bare minimum is not enough. And the main reason for that is because if we want, and this goes for any guild, if you want people to start joining your guild or joining your runs, your guild needs to put numbers on the board. That's a fact. Your guild needs to put numbers on the board. Whether that's because you got kick-ass healing, whether it's because you got good kick-ass tanks, or you got kick-ass DPS, preferably you have kick-ass all three. That's a lot of ass. But seriously, that is what what I'm going to say as my unofficial expectation is now. Is that at the very, very minimum, I think that all of us should be going in, and if you're going to ask somebody for help with their consumes, you're going to be willing to give them gold for it, or you come with stuff. Okay? Because we can't control how good people from outside of the guild are, but we can control our own mindsets and preparedness coming into a raid. Making stuff, sure your stuff is repaired, that you are ready to rock and do whatever it takes. Okay? So that's my spiel. You're gonna see like all this stuff, especially with the procs going off too. Things are going to be, I have to reapply these things. Snapping. I just gave a whole thing on consumes. You need to start using consumes. You need to go back and listen to that part of the video. I also need to get an add-on to get all these coins off my screen. But we're not gonna go through every single pull because we don't need to. All we need to know is that I'm kicking a lot of butt. So anybody that is sticking around for this, I had to leave early today. This run, for 2 reasons, we're not going to get to watch the whole thing. Reason number 1 is because I had a Christmas party, so I had to stop 2 bosses before the end. The other reason is because apparently, very inconveniently enough, every 21 days, our raid time collides with reset, and that happened today, or this day. So we did not get to finish a car anyway, because of the way the resets work. Good. I'm glad you used consumes. Okay, so here we go. Let's get, so because I had to leave early and I'm the fisherman, I am the master baiter, if you will. We rushed right to the fishing boss. So let's get right to the fishing boss, where this was probably the best fishing boss we've done of the 3. Not to toot my own horn, but let's watch the DPS meters. AKA, I'm gonna toot my own horn. Because this is the difference. This is the difference, guys. Between last raid and this raid, I at best was 4th or 5th on DPS. At best. Because my build was not designed for bosses. Kazupal said something to me that stood out. He said, you know, it's great to be a top DPS, but you know what's even better? Is being the top DPS on bosses. And I was like, you know what? You are right. Does it matter that I can go in and charge in and explode and do a whole bunch to trash? I mean, it helps. But you know what really matters? Is that big D energy when the boss hits the field. Okay, I'm kind of joking, but seriously, guys, it's about the bosses is what wipe us consistently if we're going to wipe, right? So doing your best against the bosses is the best you can do. Okay, so let's get ready. Yep. Okay, so boss came out. He did not glitch this time, which was great. And here we go. So bosses started. Mechanics. I'm not going to go into too many mechanics on this, guys. He hits you in the air. Fight him in the water. Sometimes he glitches onto land. If he does, get him back in the water. It's that easy. So, one thing, everybody, you can see, we're looking at the damage meters right now. Snapping is doing great, by the way. Snapping DPS is great. I'm not going to talk too much about healing over the course of this. Z or healing, if you guys are here, if you guys would like to talk about healing, feel free to. I'm not going to talk about it purely because I didn't look at the numbers because I had to just race off. That's the only reason I'm not really gonna go over it too much. What I can say is you guys did a great job because this was the smoothest run we've ever done. I think you guys did great. Like, especially like right now, look at this. Look how low these HP bars are. And we are still coming through, and there we go. There's Friday. I can see with the binoculars. Boom. Friday's up there. Takes the cake. The final DPS win. And, I want to thank my parents. And, no, I'm just kidding. It's literally the fishing boss. But there you guys go. So, I think there's something to be said. Obviously, I changed my spec around. But the thing is, the big difference of this run versus the others is I pop the consumes right away. A lot of times I'd get consumes and I kind of wait till we, like, get to Hakar or get to, like, the Raptor boss. Whereas, like, you know what? Like, here's the reality. I've got, like, 2 hours worth of buffs right now and I can always buy more. We got access to auction houses. Like, being realistic, you should expect to spend minimum 10 gold on consumes, not including if you're using flasks. So we got a couple dead here. But yeah, I mean, it's Actually, to be completely honest, the biggest shout out of all of this I'm going to call out is Steelbert. Only because Steelbert, this is probably his only first or second raid. Probably, I haven't really looked at his gear. I know he's been on top of what his gear's supposed to be, but those are good numbers for somebody that's like fresh, not raiding. Snapping had a really strong start. Unfortunately, Snapping snapped, if you will. Does it also have effect? Wait, what do I miss? Yes, it does have healing, but like I don't open the healing tab. I just didn't open the healing tab. You know what? Maybe it saved it. Maybe it didn't. I don't know. All right. So we are heading to. So we did things a little bit out of order this way now, guys. This pull right here, this next one is going to be the tough one, guys. It's always the tough one. We always lose a couple, and I really want to remember everyone to remember. There's blood drinkers down here. As soon as you fight these panthers, you always get the blood drinkers. So be ready. That we did talk about maybe doing some bubbles and stuff on Kazupel because he just gets obliterated the second he goes down. One other thing we could also look at is we could probably range pull these too. We could probably range pull these up. We can talk about that next time. But yeah, Kazupel's down. I'm getting hit, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. I'm living. But you know what? Part of that living is because I've dropped all those extra consumes. I have more HP than I should for not being a tank. Jarn and Draco stepping up, getting it done. To be fair, I was still drinking at the top of the stairs when Cuz ran down. Yeah, I mean, I don't think you could have saved that though, Maddie. I think he was dead whether you were ready or not, unless you got that bubble off. Yeah, no, I'll get the threat meter for next week, or for Saturday. I'll get the threat meter. Well, everybody will need it for Saturday. Only, yeah. So, okay, so we don't need to watch any of the rest of this. So here we go. We go down here. We are about to hit the gong. Flares. I mean, honestly, this was I want to say this was the cleanest we've ever done too. Okay, so here we go. The gong has been hit. Let's watch the boss. Panther boss. We killed it. Then Jarn, don't tell me to BOP. Wait, what? Is isn't bind on pickup? What are you saying BOP stands for? All right, so pretty classic. And here's the thing: if you guys can kill this guy fast enough, if we can kill him fast enough, we don't have to do that next Panther rotation. This is the closest we've ever come to one phasing him. We did really good. Fellspark pulling in some big damage. Steelbert with some massive damage here. I mean, I'm third. Don't give me that hard of a time, okay? But you guys can see also, I've kept up with most of my consumes. I do not have my food. Oh no, I do have my food consume up. So I have 7 more minutes on that. That would mean that this is my second one. I have 5 minutes left on my sharpening stone, so that I'm gonna have to do pretty quick here. I don't think anybody said that, but Z. Okay, real quick. Donnie, real quick. Oh. Okay, well, here we go. So we burn down the boss. And here we go. Steelbert ends up taking the cake on that last go there. It was very close. But some really good DPS is happening down there. Where is okay, there's Jason right there. Jason's on the list right there. Um, Snapping, I know that you're more of an Arcane Explode type of character. I'm gonna take a look at your rotation though real quick. Arcane Missile, Arcane Rupture, Instability. Okay, 71 of your damage was Arcane Missile. Now we're gonna go back up. Let's take a look at either of the other two mages. This is not, I'm not bullying, I'm not anythinging, I'm literally like, you know, we're using this as a learning opportunity. Arcane Missile, okay, so Cone of Cold, Arcane Surge, okay, so fairly similar, just he threw more stuff at it than you, probably when the Panthers were around. The next one, okay, relax, Donnie, jeez. Let's look at how Arth did real quick. Oh, come on. I missed it again. All right. But yeah, so I guess Arcane Missile is probably the best bet. I don't know. But yeah, so there we go. Second DPS there. Steelbert, same thing. A great change. Obviously, Mage has been enjoying the Rogue. And to be fair, we need Rogue damage. We definitely need Rogue damage. Okay, so we're gonna skip to now. This is gonna be the second hardest boss, and you know what? I'm not gonna go through this, but we did the best we've ever done. We did the best we've ever done on this room, and on this boss. We didn't even accidentally pull the boss or anything. Oh, did I just skip the whole boss there? No. Next pull. We had great sheep pulling, great coordination. The only thing was this right here. I am going to pinpoint. So, Kazupal right here. So, this comes back to listening. Kazupal right here said, let's range pull this. Do not run in. On repeat, he yelled that. Okay? On repeat, he yelled that. So, I back off. I back off. Just because one person goes in and doesn't listen does not mean the rest of us go in and not listen. I'm talking to you, Jarn. Lead by example. Wait, was that not you? Yeah, you're right there. You're right there. Yeah, so in the end we didn't pull, but it's just better to, you know, listen to direction. If somebody else from it screws it up, then so be it. It's no. Look where you are. You're not there picking it up when it comes. You can pick it up back here when it comes. Oh, you look. You're over here, exactly where we're told not to be. You could pick it up over here with a taunt when it comes to us. Right? Like back here. You could have been back here. A shout out to Arth, even just reiterating to everybody. Please listen to Kazupal. Guys, the direction is only as good. Look at my little missiles. Exactly, but that's the point, right? We can just burn them down. We've got enough ranged moves, right? Because here's the thing too, like, Jarn, let's look at the big picture of all of it. Let's look at the big picture of all of it. If we don't listen to the one person that's giving instructions, even if he gives us the wrong instructions, we can either head into battle all on the same team, or we can all sink on separate ships. That's what it is. Our main tank is down right now. We do not want to be pulling that. And if it happens, it happens. But what I'm gonna say is, if it happens, it's not gonna be because we make that mistake. So instead of you saying, oh, I was just getting ready to pick it up. No, next time just say, sounds good. I'll stay back when I'm told to stay back. There we go. You know? No excuses. Just be like, all right, I'll listen next time. Okay. So there we go. We get the reses off. We only lost 2 in all of that. That's not bad. It's not bad. We did goof on this, and I will say I might have been. So we did throw snapping under the bus for this, but I will admit I wasn't fully paying attention, so I might have been part of the problem too. So real quick, when you fight these guys, you kill skull, then you kill X, then you kill square. But this guy will put hexes on people, and if a hex goes down, that means that that person will be able to see invisible guys coming to attack, and that is what killed healing. Now, granted, I wasn't paying attention to the hexes, so let's take a look at the hexes as they come. I have the chats covered, but I'll pull them out. I'll say them as people get hexed. Also, keep a look on the screen if I can see them. If I can see the ghosts, then I'm part of the problem too. Okay. I don't see ghosts, and I see Maddie getting beaten hard. I don't have the curse on me. You can see the curse. I'll hover my mouse. It's going to be over here if you get cursed. I'm not cursed. Still not cursed. It's not me. I'm not the problem. Not yet anyway. But then here we go. We burn it to the end, and look at that. Top DPS again. I just want to say you're welcome. Hit some big crits there. You know, you do what you can when your middle name is Excellence. I'm totally sorry. I'm my ego at an all-time high today. I'm just kidding though. Okay, this was also pretty good. I mean, obviously, work can be made, progress can be made here. I didn't see no ghosts. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Na-na-na-na-na-na-na. But yeah, so obviously a couple of people would have been hexed here. I didn't go and look at the, I hate that I can't like actively go and look at this stuff right now. But yeah, so honestly, it went about as good as it could have considering what happened. Okay. Apologize right now. I'm sorry. What am I saying sorry for? The whole character turns purple. Alright. Should I apologize? What am I apologizing for? Am I hexed? Are you saying that I was hexed? And I should be apologizing? I'm not hexed. The whole character turns purple. There you go. So we got one there. One there. One there. Arth. Okay, you know what? You're right. You're right. Let's call out everybody. Let's call out everybody that missed it so it's not just snapping. I can definitely see snapping. Snapping, you're purple. There's a purple here. Let's call them out as we see them. Another purple right here. Purple, purple, purple. 3 hexed. One, two. I think there's one over there. I'm keeping my eyes on the hexes. There we go. We got 2 up here. Hex now. Club de Lulu, Jarn. Hey, you know what though? Look at this. Jarn did go and do his job. Arth just got hexed. Kazupal's the only one that it doesn't matter if he gets hexed. Jason was purple. Jason. Okay. So I want to, it's not going to happen every time. But for everybody that's here, part of the guild watching this, your goal should always be to try to beat Kazupal on damage. Unless you're a tank, that is not your job to beat Kazupal on damage. But in a perfect world, everybody, Kazupal would be number 16. To be fair, actually, it could be, sorry, would be number 14. Kazupal should be number 14, and Jarn and Draco, all three tanks, should be at the very bottom of the DPS meter. If that's the case, that means everybody did their job. Granted, like I said, Kazupal hits good and hits hard, and has really, like, no, Kazupal knows his character better than anybody knows their character. So he is going to be, you know, doing better than most tanks. So you want to at least be around him, but at the very, very minimum, like, as going forward, as we start doing AQ20 and MC and stuff, if he's tanking, you want to be above him all the time on damage. And if you're not, you need to ask yourself, what gear am I missing? What consumes am I missing? Def, why not? Not why? What? What am I missing? Did I just miss the point? Donnie is saying that the DPS who are below the tank are not doing it right. That's correct. Jarn, I excluded you. Jarn, you were a tank. You are not part of that conversation. I said excluding the tanks. The bottom three should be the tanks. Unless you are wearing Nax gear and you are full on Fury tanking in Fury spec, what I said is true. There's a difference between, if you look at the damage I've done, if I was in Nax gear and not in a tank spec, and I was hitting so hard and like, because you're talking about two different things, Jordan. You're talking about keeping threat with damage versus keeping threat with threat. There's a difference between those two things, right? You can get threat by doing threat moves that do a lot of threat, that do more multipliers than the damage itself, but you can also do threat by doing damage. So if we are talking a Fury Warrior tanking through damage, that's a different conversation. And we do, the reality is, as much as it would be awesome for me to do that, I did not do enough damage. I got the number one, and I hardly ripped threat at all. Granted, if nobody was pressing taunt, maybe it would have been different. But the reality is I would have had to do probably an extra 5% damage to even be in that ballpark, on top of the fact that I probably need another 2,000 armor and a flask at the very, very minimum. And like a way higher crit. I'm missing a lot of things before that would ever even be on the cards. That's not the conversation. But what I'm saying is that I'm not trying to pinpoint on Jason and Vapidoo, because also there's things too we have to consider. People die in battle too. That happens too. But in the end of the day, the tank should be at the bottom, and then it should be the healers under that, right? Like, their job is to just keep threat. It's great for a tank to do 2,000 damage with a crit, but I would rather them do a whole bunch of things that amount to more threat than 2,000 if I had a choice. All right, so we're moving on. Killing some tigers. Jarn, if you're still confused, let me know. Like, don't get me wrong. As a like, you want to generate a lot of threat as a tank, but also it is like equally as important as a tank. Like, you want to hit as big a numbers as you can, do as much damage as you can, because like, that's the reality too. You want to, it's your job to like do as much damage as you can so that everybody else is striving to do more damage than you also, right? Like, it goes both ways. Oh, right. I just want to shout out to Healing right here. Healing gave me the mana oil rebuff reminder. And it's because Maddie had noticed that I have 0 mana, and that's fair. That's totally fair. I was at 0 mana, so I needed a reminder. Hee 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 ha. All right, but this is a good reminder for me. I just ate my food buff, which is great. That's great. The real question is, where are my sharpening stones? Where are my sharpening stones? Donnie, where's your sharpening stones? There we go. I've missed buffs. I missed buffs on this. All right. We did so much better on this boss this time. We did so much better on this boss. There really isn't even that much to be said. I love that we kept them all together so that I could do AoE damage. White Wolf probably loved it too. And so did the mage. Everybody's probably in love with that idea. Now, this would be an example of... Hey, Kazupal, have you been here this whole time listening to me? If so, I love how you were just silent about how I was talking about tanks. Just got home. Okay, I was just... I'll say it again real quick, but I was saying that as a team, our goal now is that everybody should be shooting to, under normal circumstances, do more damage than you. And obviously you are, you've got some big D energy and you know what you're doing. And on situations like this one, this is not quite the same because with his Consecrate, he's just racking up more damage. So this boss fight is not a good example, but under normal circumstances, that's kind of what you want to shoot for, is to try to outbeat all the tank. Yeah, good luck. Exactly. Rogue who didn't kick the heals. Also though, I mean, don't forget I can pummel too, right? I mean, you said for the rogues to do it, so I let you. I didn't let you. I just was like, okay, the rogues are on it, but I could have tried to pummel that too. Okay, you've heard it. If you can, what about Draco? Should Draco be the bar? All right. So that boss, literally, guys, it's not even like the same thing. That's not even the same situation. That was seriously the cleanest Tiger boss we've ever done. We single phased it. No issues whatsoever. I mean, honestly, like I said, it sucks that we didn't get the whole thing done. It sucks I couldn't make it for the whole thing. It sucks that it couldn't be done in general because this was so clean. Like, we did so good. We did so good on all of this. Okay, Raptor Boss. Raptor Boss, historically for us, has been, we've never not wiped here. This is gonna mark the first time we didn't wipe. I'm gonna skip this. I think that if you want to learn how to do this better, guys, you kill the berserker first, you follow the wall, follow the targets, watch one of my other videos. I'm not gonna go through this trash every time. I need to get 2 add-ons. I need threat and I need to get the bee juice to just be auto need. That's my big goal for I'll set it up today. One sec, I'll read chat in a sec. Let me just get this to where I want it to be for the fight. Okay. Boss fight's about to start. All right, let's see what the Odin Son is saying here. Draco is a better bar because he's more in line with the rest of the raids guild. Not really fair to expect people to have the upgrade 0.5 set. I was a little nervous going in, not going to lie. Having 2 tanks on the Raptor made a big difference. There you go. This is where somebody sighed at me. Yeah, Kazupal, shame on you for this one. Yeah, fuck. All right, guys. Okay, guys. Shame on you, cuz for not thinking that snapping would live through the charge that everybody thought snapping was gonna die on. Everybody and their dog thought that snapping was gonna die. So, you know what? You should apologize. Alright, so here we go. We got 2 tanks on the Raptor today. It's a little different now. I told them we should have them together so that my proc could hit both. But then there's the cleaving situation. So, my proc, guys, like honestly, I mean, Kazupal, you can say whether you think or not, but I do think the fact that we're essentially taking 20% less damage on all these hits, I do think that that did amount to a decent amount on the raid. I do. I didn't sigh, it was a little bird. That's fair, he's got a balcony, it could have been a bird. I've been to his place before. Okay, so yeah, guys, Raptor boss, I mean, it's, you know, you kill the Raptor, you do what needs to be done. This is the best we've ever done, though. Like, I was a little bit afraid we weren't gonna get it done, but, you know, so, Oline is gone, so we got the level up there. You love to see it, level 64. Makes him a little bit harder. I'm pretty mid on the DPS meter right now. Oh, and now you can see I'm not paying attention. I'm just pressing buttons being like, why are things not going off? Literally, I thought I was hitting. I was like, oh, that's embarrassing. So I just missed like 8 seconds of DPS there. Then I come back and I'm like, I'm sorry. I will recklessly attack and cleave to make up my lack of honor. But we got him in the end. We got him in the end. And then Raptor's just easy. Literally one death. Oh, I guess a couple of deaths. Yeah, the battle res went off. That's right. I used my battle res on healing near the end. Jason, welcome in. By the way, Jason, we did go and look at the boss where you're supposed to kill the ghosts if you can see them. And I will unfortunately say that you were hexed, brother. And you let healing die. Other people did too, but you were part of that group that let healing die. All right, I was very happy with my performance. Jason, one of your better bosses of the whole raid is right here. This has been your best output on the bosses that we've done so far. Yeah, I mean, this is a chaotic little boss situation, but yeah. You'll get it next week, exactly. Murder. Donnie, did snapping let heal and die as well? Snapping did too. Arth also did. Jarn was the only person that got hexed and went and killed the ads. Jarn was the only one that went and tried to help. That I could see. Jarn does. Jarn cared about you, Maddie. Snapping sends me a message. I didn't even die. Had to come off mute just to address the sigh. Don't worry, we won't listen to that. All right. So let's get to my second last boss here. Guys, pull the spiders. We're not gonna go through this. Guys, I'm really effing excited. Straight up for AQ20. It's been a long time since I've done it. I really want to start getting the rep grind started so that we can start talking about AQ40. I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but I'm really excited for AQ20 and I hope it goes really well. I'm voicing that in the world for everybody to hear. I want it to be there. Okay. Let's get this last done. Okay. So this boss, and I'm going to admit that I'm part of the problem when it comes to this boss, guys. I really want to emphasize to everybody here, Kazupal, click in on how the tank should proceed on this, but like, guys, if you see anything spawning, any ad spawn, if you're a DPS, I know, like, hear me out. I love being at the top of the meter. And I'm part of the problem here. But when you see a spider come out and start attacking other things, go and kill it. Untarget the boss. Go focus on the other thing. I promise you, the boss will be there when you get back. The boss will be there when you get back. I promise you. Donnie, can you teach me about 0.5 set? I keep hearing people talk about it. Yeah, so, I mean, I'm not the person to tell you, but what I can say is that there's a dungeon set that every class can get, and then there's quests you can do to turn those blues into the 0.5 dungeon set, which is like just a better set. Now, I don't know exactly about healing paladins. Kazupal can give you a bit. I think the list of items that we have straight out for you is better than that dungeon set, but Kazupal can chime in on that one. Okay, guys, so you can see there's spiders everywhere. I am doing some AoE. I'm doing my whirlwinds and stuff, but like, we should all be killing these spiders. We should all be not looking at the boss, trying to kill it. We should be, because we're losing peeps now. We're losing peeps because nobody's dealing with these spiders, and that's on me too. I'm not saying that I'm not part of the problem here. I'm doing a little AoE, but like, let's be real. I could be attacking those spiders, hitting the boss with my AoE, right? Right? So when you see the spiders, let's kill the spiders. Not pinpointing anyone. I was part of the problem on that. All right, so we're all stuck in our webs. Oh, yeah, okay. And there we go. We just burned the boss to the end. Honestly, went fairly smooth. That's the only comment I'm going to make is kill the spiders, and I'm part of that comment. So as you can see, my item did not drop because I'm very, very lucky in here. All right. Actually, you know what? Let's not rip past that. Let's look at the DPS, because why not? Oh, and we actually look at overall DPS while we're at it too. So let's go back a tick. White Wolf, doing great. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, going back to what I said about spiders. The two that were killing the spiders had the top DPS. Donnie, where did we land on turning on target of a target? The fact you can't see what the boss is aggroed is scary to me. Where did we land on turning on target of a target? Is that just in settings? I don't know. You know, here's the thing. I've always been under the impression that if my health is gonna go down, it's just gonna go down. If my health is going down, then my health is going down. You know what I mean? I mean, I'll turn it on. Okay. Going forward, we'll turn it on. Here we go. Let me get my pen out. I'll put it on my list. You're killing me. Fair enough. You know what? I'm out here giving licks. I gotta take licks. Okay. Target. What are we gonna call that? Target turn on. Threat meter. And then Biju auto. Those are my three things for after this that I'm doing today. I'm going to turn all three of those things on. PFUI. PFUI? I don't know what that is. All right. Right, so DPS, well, yeah, so I'm still very happy with how I did. My consumes are about to drop, but guys, if you missed the consume part of the conversation, guys, add taking keyboard turning off your keybinds. No, we can't talk about that yet. All right, so we're gonna talk about damage here. Ash, this has been your best performance in a battle. Snapping, this has also been your best performance in a battle. So, you know what? Here's the thing. It's like, obviously not every boss is going to be your boss, but, you know, it's good when it is. You can see down here, this guy is just like, I don't, what's this? Isn't he supposed to be, is he dead? Why is he done 16 damage? Either way, let's take a look at the overall damage, because I did just get a glimpse that I do open it. We can't see. What can we not see? What can you not see? Oh, it was a healer. It was not, it was a healer, did 16 damage. That's why I was like just trying to figure it out, and then I was like, oh, never mind. Okay, so we're looking at overall damage right now. I'm not quite overall, but you know what? I'm taking to heart what Kazupal said to me, and Kazupal said it's better to be at the top of the DPS meter against bosses, so that's what I'm going for now. Okay, so all in all, let's take a look. So the goal should be that everyone should be above Draco. That's DPS. Okay? So we got a little bit of work to be done there. Ret Paladin probably should be doing more than a tanking Paladin. That would be my thought, but I don't know anything about being a Paladin. Alright. Let's proceed on to our only bad segment of this whole run. Okay, so we're going to talk about this because there was some confusion here, and part of it was my own fault. So I'm not passing blame. I'm not passing blame. I'm part of the blame. Guys, we got to kill the serpents first. Well, there you go. Kazupal defends everybody. Look at you go. You're a white knight over here. Okay. So guys, serpents, they need to die. We changed up the plan. The plan was that Kazupal was going to bring the boss down. Now, the fact that he was able to do that was great. The issue was that our other two tanks let things slide. And once that happened, I followed the tank that left to Kazupal to try to kill it and take aggro off of it and kill it and burn it down. In my head, my thought was once it died, everything upstairs would probably be dead and I'll go straight to the boss, because I was going to the one that had not taken any damage. That was in my head, my live monologue, what I was thinking. So let's watch it. So we see it go up here. Kazupal gets this. Okay, we got snakes coming down here now. Okay, so I'm down here. I come down with to pull the snakes away. I'm looking at these two snakes. Because, right, we got to kill the snakes first. Snakes before the boss. So we already can see. Let's just do a pause here. Let's do a pause here. Okay, actually, we're going to go back 10 seconds. Right to when this snake drops. Okay, so I see this snake go down. In my head, this doesn't mean I'm... Look at you not killing snakes. I am killing snakes. You were upstairs killing snakes, Jarn. You were doing what you were supposed to be doing, but you guys let some snakes go down, right? It's your job to... You're tanking, right? Right? You got to tank all of it. But either way, I go down to kill snakes. I see snake down. I see other snake down. Before that's even happened, Wolf is over here. Steelbird is over here. A pet is over here. Oh gosh. Kazupal's over here. Now, this is part of my fault. I didn't even turn my camera to see that there was still snakes up there. Yeah, I mean, that's on you, Odin. Kazupal. But either way, I assumed that snakes up there were dead. Now, I love that. I even got booped and I didn't look up. I'm on full-on boss. Boss mode, burning boss. I'm not paying attention to tanks at all. And all of a sudden, I go, literally, I just went bazoom there. I don't feel like I was in that poison for very long. Look, I'm not even like, I literally got deleted. And then I look up and I see that there's still poisons going off. So we gotta, now we're like split partied here, right? And this really just comes down to like, it comes down to a couple of things. It comes down to a little bit of the spatial awareness, you know, like, yeah, I could have looked up there. We all could have looked up there. But the reality is we saw some people go straight to boss, essentially go straight to boss, right? Right? We're here. I'm fighting. I'm coming to pull snake. Let's see when the first person comes to fight boss. Okay, there we go. White Wolf is already full on boss. Steelbert's already on boss. This is not about, and we've got a pet on boss. And we've only killed one of the 4 snakes. So that just needs to be cleaned up. That just needs to be cleaned up. Like, Kazupal should be the only one on the boss. Because if we had, especially too, Steelbert's been doing a lot of damage. And White Wolf's been doing a lot of damage. 2 of our really good DPSs now are not helping us with what needs to be killed. And then another top DPS is not helping us with what needs to be killed, which is me. So there's a lot of blame to go around here. Yeah, Skull on the boss could have been a little bit of it too. Like we just needed to clean this up. Raid target issue. Yeah, I mean, and of course you can see bullets coming to boss too. It's not just melee. There's lots of blame to go around, but the reality is we beat it in the end. It was messy. We got it though. 30 seconds ahead. Let's go back a bit. Go back a tick. So here's the thing though. This was probably the worst we've ever done on here, but it was the best on everything else. That's exactly. Kazupal says we didn't wipe, and that's what I'm gonna really like. That's what we need to emphasize. Like, this was our worst. That's fine. We know how to do this good, but we did everything the best we've ever done. Z gifted a sub to Odin. Wow. There you go, Odin. You better be here forever now. You got to start watching all my Pokemon streams, or not. But yeah, there we go, guys. That takes us to the end. Loot goes out. I actually did get an item. Not the item I wanted, but you know what? Another part of Hakar is down. So there we go. That concludes our ZG. The main takeaway from this, guys, if there is any main takeaways, to sum up everything, it's subscribe to my YouTube channel. I live stream Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I want to see you there. No, just kidding. I do that. I'm not kidding. The main takeaways of this is, guys, we're at a point now where consumes matter. And I'm not going to necessarily say you need to come with consumes, but come being prepared to spend some gold on consumes. I really appreciated the fact that I gave out food and people were tipping me for the food. I don't mind giving it out. I'm just not going to, I don't necessarily want to give it out for free to people that are not guildies. And to be fair, the mushrooms, I have to pay gold to make them. So, but like, that's the thing. Be prepared to come with consumes or be prepared to buy consumes. I think that's a good takeaway. And lastly, you know what? As we get better, we will get a little bit lazier. Listen to your raid leader, right? Every mistake that we kind of made here purely just came from the fact that, you know, like it was just like on this boss, we just did not pay attention to everything. A lack of detail because, you know, it's getting into a rhythm. But all in all, this is the best run we've had yet by far. By far. This is not comparable, I would say. We had some lulls in here, just wasting some time. And also, like, I started recording, you know, about 8 minutes before. We are not far off of this being less than a 2-hour run for all of ZG. We are not far off. 2 hours ZG is around the corner. I would say a week or two away at the very most. As long as we all keep progressing and getting better together. But yeah, there you guys go. That's the ZG. I'm going to conclude the YouTube video here. We do rating Wednesdays and Saturdays, and then I do the review if I don't do it live. So Stay tuned for more AQ20 on Saturday, which I'm very excited for. And it means I have to make a thumbnail apparently. So, all right.